Charlie Gasparino with the inside scoop on, I guess, the fireworks that are already flying.
Well, today at 2:30, they met before a federal judge, both AT&T and the DOJ's antitrust division of the Justice Department. And here's what we know. The speedy trial date that AT&T wanted to complete the deal essentially by April is probably going to happen. Now, they may miss their April date of deal completion because the judge cannot guarantee if he's going to rule by then. But here's what we know. AT&T wanted a February trial date. Justice Department wanted a May trial date. Judge split the difference, pushed it towards AT&T. As I said earlier in the Cavuto show, it's going to be a February trial date. And this is going to be the telecom Wall Street trial of the century. What we're going to see here essentially is the DOJ arguing a very novel case. They're going to say a vertical merger where you don't have overlapping companies. You have essentially a distribution company and a content company is bad for consumers because it basically slows down the innovations that are occurring that are making cable and other types of distribution like satellite obsolete, namely the internet. So this is a really interesting...
Except that AT&T owns a satellite company, DirecTV.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're saying that these old guard companies that control cable, satellite, the stuff that drives all consumers nuts, if you give them any more power by letting them to merge with some content, they're going to squeeze consumers even more. And the pace of technological change and disintermediation out of their products to the internet will slow, and that's bad for consumers. That is going to be that's a very novel argument.
You're so right, because in the past it was horizontal mergers that they wouldn't allow. Now it's vertical.
It's really fascinating. And here's the other fascinating thing. Our company has been in the news a lot. 21st Century Fox for selling assets to Disney. I understand that there are renewed talks between us and Disney and Comcast. And here's the thing that I think people forgot in our reporting. What we reported a couple of weeks ago on your show was that everybody thought when the Justice Department stopped this deal, or said they wanted to stop this deal, a vertical deal, that it meant doom and gloom for the Disney Fox deal. That Rupert Murdoch and Bob Iger could not do a deal. Murdoch could not sell his assets because it's content over content, horizontal. What we reported before anybody was that Justice Department was signaling not necessarily that this deal is a stand of its own precedent. It does not affect what Mr. Murdoch wants to do with Bob Iger. And if they want to do their deal, go for it. We'll look at that individually, but it's not necessarily the same thing. If you notice, after we did that story, the deal talks resumed in earnest, and now they're back at the table, and a lot of people say a deal could be done, shortly. So just remember, this deal here, this Time Warner deal, everybody's attributing, even I did at first, a lot of precedent to it. It doesn't have, I'm told by people inside the Justice Department, it doesn't have that carryover precedent for even horizontal mergers. It's a different animal. They are saying that they don't like merging old school, old world distribution of satellite and cable with content that hurts the sort of innovation of the internet in providing content to people.
I could be wrong, but it looks like AT&T is moving a little bit higher on your report.
Yeah, and it
had been up 2 pennies, now it's up 10 cents.
Yeah, and I think it's high.
Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, so we spiked on it. It's higher for this reason, that this is they essentially cited. I mean, listen, if you're looking for clues, I don't know if this is a great clue. The judge essentially sided with AT&T here. What the market is saying here is if they're going to side with them maybe on the trial date, they may side with them on the verdict. So I'm not saying it carries over, but remember what I said on your show a couple of weeks ago. This deal does not hamper what we're trying, what 21st Century Fox is trying to do with Disney or Comcast. And look what happened next. When we got that signal, the talks resumed.
Charlie, thank you very much. Charlie Gasparino.